Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes weekly webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig. I have a fantastic collection from our friends at Hunkydory Crafts. You guys, this is this beautiful foiled Kraft cardstock collection. It's called Crazy Kraft with a K. I have so much to show you. It has cards, it has paper, it has die cuts. I made this sweet little Father's Day card. I have so much more to show you, so come back and play with us. All right, where to start, you guys? So this is the Essential Book of Craft Sentiments, and they are gold foiled. You open this up, they have all these little tags and all these little ovals and shapes that are great for adding to your cards for all occasions. And what's great is they're for daughter, nephew, cousin, husband, father, I mean just mom, so many different ways to give a little bit of personalization to your projects, as well as covering all of the occasions. We have graduation, birthday, Father's Day, Mother's Day, everything in here. It's just so really handy to have. And you got multiple sheets. So let me see here. There's 650 individual all occasion sentiments, and there's multiples of each. There's 40 pages in here. Then we've got Perfect Verses, foiled craft paper. This is six different designs, or 8 of each, and you get 24 different ones in here. And they're gold, sort of embossed. Look at that on that beautiful craft. I love craft cardstock. I'm just really drawn towards that vintage feel. It's just really beautiful to me. If I could like wrap things in vintage cardstock, I would. So yeah, beautiful sentiments, multiples of each ones. Here's this one. I think this is from Winnie the Pooh, isn't it? Always remember you are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and more loved than you know. I just love that. So we've got that. Then we've also got this pre-scored card blanks in 6x6. There's 16 cards, 16 envelopes, okay? And then we've got beautiful embellishment selection, all embellished with gold foil, gorgeous. So here we've got these beautiful die-cut flowers, multiple pages of these. Then we've got these beautiful little bows, and we've got these little borders, multiple pages of each. We've got butterflies and dragonflies, which are upside down. There we go. Multiple pages. And then, you guys, we've got these alphabets, these letters, not alphabets, the alphabet in letters. Let me grab this one. Multiple pages of each. All right, now this one is embossed craft, and it doesn't have any foiling on it. It's got this beautiful texture, okay? And this is beautiful little butterflies. We've got the circles, like dots, little flowers, and a wood grain. Okay, I know it's kind of hard to see with the lighting, so we're going to take a closer look at some of those. And then we've got foiled craft selection, 32 sheets. There's multiple, I think there's 2 of each sheets, yes. Look at this, it's gorgeous. Look at that foiling. This one is like cancellation stamps and clocks and cool stuff like that. This one has got this beautiful border on one end. Look at this one on opposite quarters. It's got this foiling on it. We've got our little paw prints. Beautiful roses. So gorgeous. And this one is kind of like a topographical map. Isn't that cool? And then beautiful little flowers. Look at this gorgeous sort of meadow. And then, of course, just good old dots, polka dots. And then there's this one. This one's like a paving. And what I love about this is going to be so great for making masculine cards and feminine cards. This one's stars, all over stars. Look at this one. It's kind of like a tapestry. It's so pretty. And then this one, 2 borders. You know what? Use this border and then use this border and then use this for a mat. That's so great. Oh, I think I've already got that one, the meadow. Oh, look at this one. This is book print. It's like a text for print, newspaper, book. And then, of course, we've got these cool gears. I love it. All right, so let's get back to this card. So this is using the 6x6 card base. Then I used that last one that I showed you that has the gear border on it, okay? I rounded my corners, you guys, because I wanted to use our little corner chomper tool, which was so nice to use. It's great for thick layers of things. You can even take it. So here I've got 2 layers of card. I've got my little one right here. I can take this and I can go through all these layers and just match that rounded corner that I already did. Look at that, I love it. So, so I've got my border here, and then I embellished that border using the beautiful little heart jewel dazzle stickers. Just put those all around those little gears, okay? And then cut one of those sentiments, you guys, from that book. I cut this down. Well, first I'm skipping ahead. I'm so excited, I'm skipping ahead. So we've got our 6x6 sunflower paper, you guys. I used the back of one of the papers that has this really cool wood grain with a tapestry on it. And I just glued it right, cut it down and glued it right here. I only used like a little bit more than half the sheet. And then I put this border overlapping it. Then I went and I returned to my little perfect verses, cut this into a rectangle, tucked that into the border. Oops, dazzle sticker border came off. Then I put one of those thin line, primary thin line dazzle stickers. That's the one I forgot to grab, you guys. It's got yellow, blue, red, green, brown, black, little thin line dazzles. I put that right there. Then I just folded over a piece of ribbon. I wanted to make sort of like a little award or a little badge or something. And I just folded that over and put a little, one of these guys right here, one of these sentiments. It says, "To the world's best dad." So it's kind of an award. Then I foam taped some of those little alphabet die cuts, but used my favorite color ink on the edges, Friar Brown, that's right. And then just added that there, because I think just using some of that same color brown, just in a darker shade, really adds to the look of the edges of this. All right, so that's card number 1. We're going to do these masculine cards right off the bat. All right, so also using another one of these card bases, I used here Simply Stripes 6x6 patterned cardstock in this really cool green stripe. I cut it down to like, I think I did 5 inches here, and then glued that there. Then I took some of that dot paper from the embossed and an ink pad. So I'm just using khaki. I just cut a strip, it's about 2 1/4 inches wide. And I'm gonna grab my Kraft mat. And what I do to just add a little color to this, cut off the amount that you need if you don't want to, color the whole sheet. So I just cut this into a strip. And then I'm just using the surface of the ink pad. It's okay if we get extra color on it. Okay, and just coloring it like this. And that ink pad is picking up the color on those embossed dots. And it's just adding a little bit more color to the edges. And it kind of gives that cool distressed look. And then I did a little bit more on this piece than this one, a little darker. Then I just glued that, okay, just to the left side of the card. Took one of those little border pieces from the embellishment pack. See if I can grab that one. Yeah, one of these right there. And I just ran, once I punched that out, I just ran the ink pad right down the center of it. Those are stars. Glued that on. Here's one of those little dragonflies. I just used the surface of my ink pad to ink the edges of the wings. I even inked the surface of one of those little sentiments. Foam taped those on there. And then I just foam taped the name on there. And that just made that so simple, you guys. Added a little 1/8 inch ribbon in that green color and was able to personalize this. So this is a great one for a son, anybody. All right, so those are our 2 kind of masculine looking cards. Then I wanted to show you too, this is using a cutting die. This is our Sidestep card cutting die. We also have these in pre-die cut cards that are white. So I mean, you could use that as well and cover it with Kraft cardstock, but I wanted to show you how you could just take this and place it on one of the sheets of the foiled cardstock. Look at that, it's beautiful. That's on the inside where you can do your little sentiment. Here we've got our little flowers. And for this one, you guys, I used some ink pads. I used teal, I used violet, and I used Prussian blue. And what I did was I just took my little flower, and for the violet ones, just added a little on my little dauber. You can just go ahead and take that and color that. Just like that. You want to make it darker, add more ink. Just like that. See that? And then we've got a little one right here that's be an entirely different color. I think we're going to add teal to this one. This one's harder to hold on to. Okay, so you notice when you get a lot of ink on it, the saturation is great, but you're covering up some of that foil. So I'm just going to take a white tissue, or any color tissue, piece of cloth, and you're just going to burnish that a little bit. And it's just going to reveal that foiling again. Just a tissue. And then you can foam tape or just glue one on top of the other. And then I just added these little rainbow half flat back pearls to the center. And that's how I got all my little flowers there. Took one of those sentiments and colored that with teal as well. And it just changes the color enough to just make it a little different, a little variation. This is a border from one of those border foiled papers. Here's from our little book of verses. Just inked the edges on that. Yeah, that's a really easy one to put together. If you have a die cutting machine, this is a great tool to have in your collection. All right, for the last one, you guys, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about coloring this beautiful Kraft cardstock. Here's the rose foiled paper. And for this one, I'm just taking this lipstick color ink pad, and I've got a little bit of this rose paper that I've cut a scrap. These little daubers are so nice. Just take these and you're just coloring little bits of roses. So I would cut, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card right here, and I would just cut down your paper to your cardstock to the size that you want, and then you can just add a little bit of color to it. Once again, you want to take your tissue and just burnish that to make that foiling show up really, really nicely, like that. All right, so this card I used Romantic Florals 6 by 6 patterned cardstock. I used this one right here to create this oval. And you see I did some coloring all around that beautiful rose, but I didn't color the center because we're just going to go ahead and put that right there. I used a scalloped oval cutting die. And we're just going to use a little bit of Cosmic Shimmer glue to glue this in place. I should mention that I used, there we go, the coordinating pink solid cardstock to cover my card first, or you could just make your card out of the pink cardstock. Then I went ahead and added my colored rose Kraft cardstock, then my oval, and then here we've got one of those cool borders again. See, I've only colored it as much as I need here. And we're just going to glue that right there, right across the bottom edge. For that, I just like to put a little bit of glue here and here so I don't get unnecessary glue. That. I'm going to take our little scissors, trim that. All right, now I've got one of these little bows that are so adorable. I colored that with that pink ink pad as well. Put that right there. And I've got one here to show you how to put together. So for this, I used that same color, and I just went ahead and I colored everything pink. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of roll this on my fingers just to sort of curve everything like this. And then you're just going to fold these little tabs to the center. And you could use some double stick tape, extra sticky tape if you wanted to. The glue worked fine. You just have to hold it for a second. Okay, so you're just overlapping those ends on the back. And then turn it over to the front while you're kind of holding it, and make sure all your edges are squared up. And then we've got the base here, and we're going to go ahead and put a little glue on the base. And we're going to glue that right there. See, it's starting to look like a bow. And then this is the little center. And you're just going to take this and you're going to wrap it around the center of your bow so that there's little ends at the back. And then you're just going to glue those down too. That's how you make your little bow. Okay. And then we've got some little butterflies right here. I've got 2 different sizes. And I have one of those cute little sentiments. This one's with love on Mother's Day. So for the butterflies, I put little pieces of tape on the sides of the wings. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there. I'm going to put one butterfly right there, and I'm just pushing it down where I had the glue. But you'll notice the wings are popped up because of that foam tape. And you can also add the foam tape after you've glued it down and it's dried. But for time's sake, I'm just saving a little time here. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And with one hand, I'm going to take the backing off of this. And then we're going to go ahead and put our little Mother's Day sentiment right there. So that's how that's going to look. Got a lot of dimension. And this one is a 5 by 6.5 card. So you can use your own card blank for this and use all of these elements in that way as well. All right, you guys, so we've covered Father's Day, we've covered Mother's Day, we've covered, what was this one? This is sort of a card for a niece, but it could be made for anyone. And I think these are just a super versatile collection. If you're having trouble figuring out cards to make for the guys in your life, I think it's a great collection. Definitely check out the Money Saver. It's right over there on the right-hand side of your screen. All of the other items that I use, like the ink pads and the ribbon and this and that, paper pads, they're all listed down below. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hey, you know what? Go and check us out. The link is down below the video, and it'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page, and you'll see all the deals I just told you about. And while you're there, thumbs up is appreciated. It helps people find our channel. And subscribe. We do 4 to 5 videos a week, and we wouldn't want you to miss a thing. Thanks for joining me today, you guys, and I'll see you next time.